She texted, "I can't date an unemployed loser," and dumped me the day I was laid off. She didn't know I had a 200 cows severance package and a better job lined up. 6 weeks later, she saw my new car and texted, "I believe in second chances." My reply destroyed her. I, 32 male, got the call at 10 a.m. on a Thursday. Director of Operations wanted to see me. Never good. Walked into the conference room. HR was there. That's when I knew. "We're restructuring. Your position's being eliminated. Today's your last day." 8 years with the company. Just like that. But here's the thing. I saw it coming. Not the exact timing, but the writing was on the wall for months. Our department had been losing contracts, budgets were tight, and my direct supervisor had already jumped ship 2 months earlier. I'd been quietly updating my resume, networking, interviewing. Actually had a verbal offer from a competitor for a senior role. Better title, 35% pay bump, better benefits. Was waiting for the official offer letter to drop before giving notice anyway. The severance package was insane. Company policy was 2 weeks per year of service, but they bumped it up because they were eliminating multiple senior positions and wanted to avoid lawsuits. 16 weeks of pay plus unused PTO payout. Came out to just over $200 after taxes. Plus, they were covering COBRA for 6 months. Walked out of that building at noon with a box of my stuff and a severance agreement to review. Called my girlfriend, 28, on the drive home. We'd been together 18 months, talking about moving in together soon. "Hey, you free? Need to talk about something." "I'm at lunch with my sister." "What's up?" "Got laid off this morning." Silence. Then, "Are you serious right now?" "Yeah, it's been rough, but I'll explain when." "I can't do this." Her voice went cold. "Can't do what?" "I can't be with someone who doesn't have their life together. I need stability. I need a partner who can provide." I actually laughed. "Babe, it's a layoff. It happens. I've got savings and..." "Stop. Just stop. I've been thinking about this anyway. You're not where I need you to be. I want a house, kids, security. Not someone starting over at 32. "Starting over?" "I'm not. I'm breaking up with you. I need someone established, someone successful. Not..." She paused. "Not an unemployed loser." That hit different. Wow. Okay then. It's nothing personal. I just can't waste more time on someone who might not work out. Good luck with everything. She hung up, sat in my car in the parking garage for 10 minutes just processing. Woman I'd spent 18 months with, met her family, talked about a future with, gone in 3 minutes because I lost a job. Didn't cry, wasn't even that angry. Just disappointed. Saw who she really was. Got home, cracked a beer, and checked my email. The offer letter had come through while I was getting dumped. Start date 6 weeks out. Salary was actually 40% higher than my old job once I saw the full breakdown. Called my buddy from college who works in finance. Need advice on something. 2 hours later, I had a plan. Took about 80 cal from the severance and made some smart moves. Paid off my car. 14 cal remaining. Paid off all credit cards. 8 cal. Put a chunk in a high-yield savings account. Invested the rest in a diversified portfolio. My buddy helped set up. The remaining 120 cal? That was my cushion for the 6 weeks until the new job started, plus emergency fund. Week 1 of unemployment, her best friend texted, "Hey, just wanted to check on you. I heard what happened. That was really harsh." "I'm good. Thanks for asking." She's telling everyone you're broke and jobless. Just wanted you to know people aren't buying it. We know you. Appreciate it. That's when I knew she was out there spinning a narrative. The struggling ex-boyfriend she had to cut loose, making herself like the practical one. Week 3, her cousin reached out. "Dude, you got a raw deal. My cousin can be intense about money stuff. Her dad left when she was young. Finances are a trigger." Noted. Not my problem anymore. I spent those 6 weeks decompressing. Hadn't realized how burnt out I was. Slept in. Worked out. Caught up on reading. Interviewed with 2 more companies just to see my market value. Both offered more than the job I'd accepted. Traveled for a week. Week 5, I bought a new car. Nothing crazy. A certified pre-owned Tesla Model 3. Always wanted one, had the cash now, and the new job came with free charging at the office. Paid $52 outright. Picked it up on a Saturday. Drove it around, feeling good. Stopped at a coffee shop near my old apartment, and there she was. At an outdoor table with her sister. She saw the car first. Did a double take. Then saw me getting out. Her jaw literally dropped. I nodded politely, went inside, got my coffee, came back out. She was staring the entire time. As I walked past, she called out, "Nice car, thanks." Kept walking. "Wait, can we talk for a second?" I stopped. "Make it quick." She stood up. Her sister looked uncomfortable. Wow, a Tesla? That's amazing. How did you? Severance package was good. Used it smart. That's great. Really happy for you. Fake smile. So what are you doing now? Still looking. Start my new job Monday. Senior director role. Better than the old place. Her face did something complicated. Shock, regret, panic all at once. That's incredible. Wow. Pause. Look, I know we left things badly. You dumped me and called me an unemployed loser. Her sister coughed. She looked embarrassed. I was emotional. I didn't mean, yeah, you did, but it's cool. Worked out for both of us. I've been thinking about you, she said quickly. About us. I made a mistake. I was scared and I overreacted. Okay. I believe in second chances, she said, reaching for my arm. Everyone deserves a second chance. Maybe we could get coffee this week? Talk properly? I looked at her hand on my arm, then at her face. She had that look, the one she used when she wanted something. No? What? I said no, I don't date people who think love comes with conditions. You showed me who you are when things got hard. I believe in second chances for people who deserve them. You don't. Her face went red. Are you serious? After everything we had? Everything we had lasted until I lost my job. That's not everything. That's barely anything. I made one mistake. You made a choice, a calculated one. You even said you'd been thinking about it. So no, I don't want to get coffee. I don't want to talk. I want you to live with the consequences of choosing a paycheck over a person. Her sister was looking at her phone like it was the most interesting thing ever. You're being cruel, she said. I'm being clear. We're done. Enjoy your coffee. Got in my car and left. Checked the rear view. She was just standing there. Felt pretty good, honestly. Update 1, it's been 2 weeks since the coffee shop incident. Started the new job. It's great. Team's solid. Challenges are interesting. But that's not why I'm updating. She's lost her mind. Monday after our encounter, she texted at 11 p.m. Still thinking about what you said. You're right, I screwed up. Can we please talk? Didn't respond. Tuesday, I know I hurt you. I was wrong. I miss you. I miss us. Still nothing. Wednesday, you're really going to ignore me? That's mature. Oh, now she wants to talk about maturity. Thursday, she switched tactics. Called 3 times. Left a voicemail. I'm at the restaurant where we had our first date. Thought maybe you'd want to come by? For old time's sake? Who does that? Friday evening, I'm at a work happy hour with my new team. Networking, getting to know people, having a beer. And guess who walks in with her girlfriends? Pure coincidence? Doubt it. She spotted me immediately. Made a beeline over. Hey, what a surprise. My new colleagues looked confused. Hey, I said flatly. You didn't tell me you'd be here, she said, like we were still together. Why would I? She laughed awkwardly. Right, of course, just thought, I don't know. She glanced at my coworkers. Aren't you going to introduce me? This is my ex-girlfriend. We broke up. She's just leaving. The table went silent. Her face went white, then red. You're being ridiculous. Can we talk outside? Nope. Fine. Be childish. She stormed off. One of my new colleagues, this guy from the marketing team, raised his eyebrows. That was awkward. Yeah, long story. She dumped you and now she wants you back? Pretty much. Classic. He shook his head. My ex did the same thing when I got promoted. Some people only want you when you're valuable. Exactly. Saturday morning I woke up to 23 texts. All from her. Highlights include, you embarrassed me in front of everyone. I was trying to be nice and you humiliated me. You've changed. The old you would never be this mean. I'm starting to think you never really loved me. My friends think you're being abusive. Withholding closure is emotional abuse. Fine, I hope you're happy alone. You'll regret this. Blocked her number. Sunday, her sister texted, Hey, I know things are weird. Just wanted to say my sister's going through stuff right now. She really did care about you. Maybe give her another chance to explain. Replied, she had 18 months to care about me. She chose not to. Tell her to move on. I have. Monday at work, I got called into HR. My stomach dropped. The HR woman looked uncomfortable. We received a complaint about you. What kind of complaint? Someone claiming to be your ex-girlfriend called saying you've been harassing her, sending unwanted messages, showing up places she is, making her uncomfortable. I actually laughed. That's literally the opposite of what's happening. Can you elaborate? I pulled out my phone. Showed her the text history before I blocked her. The calls. Explained the coffee shop encounter, the bar situation. I haven't initiated contact once. She's been the one reaching out. I blocked her number yesterday. She reviewed everything. This is clearly not harassment on your part. I'll note that in the file and close the complaint. If she contacts us again, we'll handle it. Can I get that in writing, just to cover myself? Smart. Yes, I'll email you a summary. Left that meeting feeling weird. She'd tried to mess with my job, my new job, after dumping me for not having one. The audacity. Tuesday evening, I was grabbing takeout near my place. Ran into her mother. Haven't seen her since the breakup. Oh, hi. She looked nervous. Hi. My daughter mentioned you two ran into each other. Yeah. She's pretty upset, says you've been cruel. I just stared at her. Look, her mom continued. I know she handled things badly, but she's my daughter. She made a mistake. Can't you just talk to her? Give her some closure? She dumped me via phone call while I was in a parking garage. Told me I was an unemployed loser. Called it quits because I lost my job. Now that I'm doing better than before, she wants back in. That's not a mistake, that's a character flaw. Her mom looked uncomfortable. She was scared. Her father left us with nothing. Money is a sensitive subject. Then she should date a bank account, not a person. That's harsh. So was calling me a loser when I was already having the worst day of my career. I paid for my food and left. Got home, poured a drink, sat on my couch. Here's the thing, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm just tired of it. She made her choice. It was a bad choice. Now she wants a do-over because the outcome didn't benefit her. But life doesn't work like that. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I got a new number. Please don't block this one. I just need to talk to you. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I typed, I'm gonna say this once. We are done. Permanently. You ended things when I needed support. You're only back because I don't need support anymore. That's not love. That's opportunism. Stop contacting me. Stop showing up where I am. Stop calling my job. Move on with your life. I have. Sent. Then blocked that number too. Finished my drink, ordered a new TV I'd been eyeing, started a new book. Moving forward feels good. Update 2. 3 weeks since the last update. Thought things would calm down. I was wrong. She escalated, like, significantly. First, she started showing up at my apartment building. Not knocking on my door. She doesn't know which unit I moved into after we broke up. But I'd see her car in the parking lot, sitting there, waiting. First time, I ignored it. Second time, I documented it with photos and timestamps. Third time, I called the non-emergency police line. Officer came out, took my statement, saw her car, went over and talked to her, came back. She says she's just parked in a public lot, claims she's visiting a friend in the building. She doesn't know anyone here. We broke up months ago. Can't really do anything unless she approaches you or threatens you. But I documented it. Call again if she keeps showing up. She left after that, but was back 2 days later. Next, she found out where I go for lunch near my office. How? Not sure. Maybe saw it on an old Instagram post or something. Started randomly being there when I showed up. First time, I saw her through the window and went somewhere else. Second time, she was already inside when I walked in. Came right up to me in line. Please stop running away from me. I'm not running. I just don't want to talk to you. We need closure. You got closure. I told you we're done. That's not closure, that's you being vindictive. I ordered my food. She followed me to a table. Can you not? I said. 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. No. I'll keep showing up until you listen. That's called stalking. It's called fighting for someone you love. I packed up my food and left. Ate in my car, but the worst part came last week. I have this friend group, 4 guys I've known since college. We meet up monthly for poker night. Been doing it for years, rotate whose place we use. Last month was my turn. My apartment, casual night, beers, cards, catching up. She somehow found out about it and showed up. Knocked on my door around 9 p.m. I looked through the peephole, saw her, did not open it. I know you're in there, I can hear you. My buddies went quiet. One of them whispered, is that your ex? I nodded. She kept knocking. Just let me in. I brought wine. We can all hang out like adults. I opened the door a crack. Chain still on. You need to leave. Come on. Don't be like this in front of your friends. You're not invited. You don't live here. Leave. We used to talk about me hosting poker nights with you. I just wanted to. We broke up. You ended it. You don't get to show up at my place months later and act like we're friends. One of my buddies came to the door. Hey, he asked you to leave. You should probably go. She looked past me, saw all of them watching. Got embarrassed. Fine. This is why we didn't work. You never wanted to include me in anything. You dumped me because I got laid off. Silence. That's really what happened? My friend asked. Yep. Damn, she left, but not before saying, we're not done talking about this. After she was gone, my buddies were all over it. Bro, that's insane. She really dumped you over losing your job? And now she wants you back because you got a better one? That's messed up. We ended up spending an hour talking about it instead of playing cards. They all agreed I should consider a restraining order if she keeps showing up. One of them is a lawyer, not family law, but he gave me some advice. Document everything, keep records, don't engage, and if it continues, file for a protection order. But here's where it gets really entitled. 2 days ago, she showed up at my job, walked right into the building, asked for me at reception. Security called my extension. You have a visitor in the lobby. She says she's your girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. We broke up months ago. I don't want to see her. Understood, I'll let her know. 5 minutes later, she texted from yet another new number. Really? You had security turn me away? I just wanted to bring you lunch and congratulate you on the new job properly. I forwarded it to HR. Same woman as before. She called me 20 minutes later. This is escalating. I'm going to send a formal letter to her stating she's not permitted on company property and any further contact regarding your employment will be considered harassment. Thank you. Also, I'd recommend you consider legal action if this continues. What she's doing isn't healthy. That evening, I went to a law office. Sat down with someone who handles protection orders. Showed her everything. The texts, the photos of her car at my building, the work visit, all of it. You have enough for a temporary protection order. The behavior is clearly unwanted and escalating. Judge will likely grant it. What does that mean for her? She'd be legally required to stay away from you, your home, your workplace. No contact. If she violates it, she can be arrested. I don't want to ruin her life. You're not. She's doing this to herself. You're just protecting yourself. Filed the paperwork that afternoon. Court date is next week. She'll be notified. Part of me feels bad. Most of me doesn't. I gave her multiple chances to move on. Told her clearly we're done. She won't listen. Got a text last night from her mother. A protection order? Are you serious? My daughter made a mistake and you're treating her like a criminal. I didn't respond, but I wanted to say, your daughter dumped me at my lowest point and is now harassing me at my highest. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. The hearing is in 4 days. My lawyer friend offered to come with me for support. I keep thinking about what she said that day in the parking garage. Unemployed loser. Like I was worthless because I lost a job. But here's the thing she didn't understand. I was never the job. I'm a person with skills, experience, and resilience. The job was just where I happened to work. She couldn't see that, only saw the paycheck. And now she sees a bigger paycheck and wants back in. But I'm not a paycheck. Never was. Update 3. Final. The hearing was yesterday. Here's how it went down. Showed up at the courthouse at 9 a.m. My buddy came with me like he promised. Had all my documentation printed out and organized. Texts, photos, dates, everything. She was there with her mother and some guy in a cheap suit who I assume was her lawyer. She looked angry. We went into the courtroom. Judge was a no-nonsense woman in her 50s. Called our case. Her lawyer went first. Your Honor, this is a case of miscommunication between two people who recently ended a romantic relationship. My client has been attempting to reconcile, and the petitioner has mischaracterized normal post-breakup contact as harassment. The judge looked at me. Your response? I stood up. My hands weren't even shaking. Your Honor, I've asked her repeatedly to stop contacting me. She's shown up at my home multiple times, my workplace, places I frequent. She's created multiple phone numbers to contact me after I blocked her. I've never initiated contact. I've asked her to stop. She won't. Do you have documentation? I handed over the folder. The judge spent 5 minutes reviewing it. Her expression got progressively more concerned. Ma'am, she said to my ex, you've contacted him. How many times after he asked you to stop? My ex stood up. We were together for 18 months. You don't just throw that away. I made a mistake and I'm trying to fix it. By showing up at his workplace? I just wanted to talk to him. After he blocked your number multiple times? Silence. The judge looked at her lawyer. Counsel, your client has engaged in a pattern of unwanted contact that meets the legal definition of harassment, unless you have evidence that the petitioner invited or welcomed this contact. Her lawyer shuffled papers. No, Your Honor. Then I'm granting the temporary protection order. Ma'am, you are to have no contact with the petitioner. No phone calls, texts, emails, social media contact. You are not to go within 500 feet of his residence or workplace. This order is effective immediately and will remain in effect for 1 year, at which point we'll review. Do you understand? My ex's face crumpled. This is insane. I love him. That's not relevant to these proceedings. You're harassing him. It needs to stop. He's doing this to punish me. The judge's expression hardened. Sir, do you feel you're doing this to punish her? No, Your Honor. I'm doing this because I've asked her repeatedly to leave me alone, and she won't respect that boundary. Seems clear to me. The order stands. We left the courtroom. Her mother tried to approach me in the hallway. My buddy stepped between us. You got what you wanted, her mother said. Hope you're happy. I wanted to be left alone. That's it. She loved you. She loved the idea of me when I was successful. When I wasn't, she called me an unemployed loser and dumped me. That's not love. Her mother didn't have a response to that. In the parking lot, my buddy clapped me on the shoulder. You good? Yeah, I'm good. And I was. It felt like closing a door that should have been closed months ago. That was yesterday. Today's been quiet. No texts, no calls, no surprise appearances. Just silence. Went to work, had a normal day. Had lunch at my desk, left on time. Came home to my apartment that she's legally not allowed to come near anymore. Ordered pizza, watched a movie. Texted with someone I met through a friend last week. We're getting coffee this weekend. No pressure, just seeing if there's chemistry. She seems nice, has her own career, her own life. We matched on interests, not on what I could provide. It's refreshing. Here's what I learned from all this. Someone who only wants you when you're winning was never rooting for you in the first place. They were rooting for themselves. Real partnership is about being there when things are hard, not just when they're easy. She failed that test immediately. And honestly, the protection order isn't the revenge. The revenge is that I'm doing better than ever, professionally, financially, emotionally, and she can't be part of it. She thought she was trading up by leaving. Instead, she traded away her last chance with someone who actually cared about her as a person. The Tesla, the new job, the salary bump, that's all nice. But the real win is knowing my worth isn't tied to my employment status. I'm valuable because of who I am, not what I do for a living. She couldn't see that, her loss. To everyone asking if I feel guilty about the protection order, no. I gave her multiple opportunities to respect my boundaries. She chose not to. The legal system exists for situations exactly like this. To the people saying I should have given her another chance, why? So she could dump me again the next time life got complicated? Hard pass. And to the few people saying I'm being cruel, there's nothing cruel about protecting your peace. I don't owe anyone access to my life, especially someone who threw me away when I was down. The best part? My new job is going great. Got positive feedback in my first month review. Boss mentioned potential for promotion to VP level within a year if I keep performing. Making more money than I ever have. Have actual work-life balance. My apartment's exactly how I want it. My car still makes me smile every time I get in it. My savings account is growing, my stress levels are down, and she's legally required to leave me alone. That's not revenge. That's just consequences finally catching up with someone who thought other people were disposable based on their bank statements. She texted me once from a friend's phone the night after the hearing. Just one message. I hope you know you ruined everything we could have had. I didn't respond. But if I had, I would have said, you ruined it the second you called me an unemployed loser. I just refused to let you unruin it when it became convenient for you. Deleted the message. Blocked that number too. Final update, because people keep asking about the coffee date. It went well. Really well. We talked for 3 hours. She's a graphic designer, has her own freelance business. Didn't ask what I make, didn't care about my car. We talked about books, travel, weird hobbies. She collects vintage postcards. I think that's cool. We're getting dinner this weekend. No idea if it'll go anywhere, but it feels different. Feels like she's interested in me, not my resume. That's how it should be. So yeah, that's the end of this saga. The girl who dumped me for being an unemployed loser is legally barred from contacting me while I'm living my best life with a great job, a nice car, and actual peace. Some stories do have satisfying endings. This is one of them. Thanks for following along, everyone. Time to close this chapter for good and see what comes next. She texted, "I catfished your sister pretending to be you to find out if she talks trash about me. She does, B2W. I responded, "Creative." Then I showed my entire family the evidence, screenshots of her fake profile trying to create drama. When my sister's lawyer sent her a cease and desist for identity theft and defamation. Original post: I, 31 male, was sitting at my desk, working on quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Text from my girlfriend Natalie, 29. We'd been together for about 18 months, living together for 6. The message read, "So I have something to confess. I made a fake profile pretending to be you and messaged your sister to see what she really thinks about me. Spoiler alert, she talks mad trash about me behind your back. Screenshots attached if you want proof of what your precious family really thinks." I stared at my phone for a solid minute. Read it 3 times to make sure I was understanding correctly. My girlfriend had impersonated me online to manipulate my sister into revealing private thoughts. 7 screenshots followed. Messages between me and my sister Brooke, the fake me asking leading questions about Natalie. Brooke's responses were honest, not cruel, but definitely critical. Stuff like she's controlling and I don't think she's good for you and she isolates you from everyone. I typed back one word, creative. Then I started screenshotting everything, her confession, the fake conversations, all of it. Opened Facebook on my laptop. Sure enough, there was a profile with my name, my photos, stolen from my actual profile, created 3 weeks ago. Already had friend requests accepted from several family members. I leaned back in my chair, processing. This wasn't just weird or invasive. This was legitimately insane behavior. And illegal, technically. 20 minutes later, another text from Natalie. "That's all you have to say? Your sister is poisoning everyone against me, and you say creative? You committed identity theft to manipulate my family members. Yeah, creative is the word." Her, "I did it for us, to show you how two-faced they are. You did it because you're paranoid and controlling." Brooke was right. Are you seriously taking her side after what she said? I'm taking the side of not committing fraud to spy on my family. We're done. Her, "You're not seriously breaking up with me over this. Watch me." I immediately called my sister. "Hey Brooke, quick question. Have I been messaging you lately about Natalie?" "Yeah, actually, you were being weird about it. Why?" "That wasn't me. Natalie made a fake profile." Silence. "Then are you kidding me right now?" "Nope, she just confessed. Sending you screenshots now." What followed was an explosion of family group chat activity that I'll summarize as, everyone was pissed. Update 1. So after I exposed Natalie's catfishing scheme to my family, things escalated exactly as you'd expect. Within an hour, my mom, dad, Brooke, and my other sister Emma, 26, were all blowing up my phone. Not at me, at the situation. Brooke was particularly furious. "She pretended to be you? She tricked me into private conversations? That's so violating." My mom was ready for war. "That girl is psychotic. Change your locks, today." Dad, ever practical. "This might be illegal. Document everything." Here's where it gets interesting. Brooke's husband Tom is a lawyer. Not criminal law, corporate stuff, but he knew enough to be concerned. He called me directly. "Hey man, this is actually serious. She committed identity theft, possibly fraud, definitely defamation if she's spreading those private conversations around. Has she done anything else?" That got me thinking. I went through our shared laptop that I paid for, too. Found she was logged into her email. I know, invasion of privacy, but she'd just admitted to impersonating me, so I figured turnabout was fair play. What I found was worse than expected. She hadn't just catfished Brooke. She had fake conversations with Emma, my cousin Janet, and 3 of my friends. all using my identity, all trying to get dirt on herself. It was like she was building a case file of everyone who didn't worship her. But the real kicker? An email draft to my boss. As me. Complaining about workplace stress and asking about mental health leave. Dated yesterday. She hadn't sent it yet, but it was there. Ready to go. I screenshot everything. That evening, she came home acting like nothing happened. Walked in with takeout from my favorite place, all smiles. Hey babe, got your favorite? Figured we should talk about earlier. I know I messed up, but... Natalie, you need to leave. Her face changed instantly. Excuse me? You heard me. Pack your stuff and get out. You can't kick me out. I live here. I have rights. Your name isn't on the lease. You're a month-to-month guest at best, and you just admitted to multiple counts of identity theft. She went from sweet to venomous in seconds. You'd really throw away our relationship over one mistake? One mistake? You catfished my entire family. You were drafting emails to my boss, as me. This isn't one mistake. It's a pattern of insane behavior. I was trying to protect us. From what? My family having private opinions? Everyone's allowed to have thoughts, Natalie. What they're not allowed to do is steal identities to spy on those thoughts. She started crying. But not sad crying, angry crying. Your family has always hated me. They've been trying to break us up from day one. No, they've been concerned about red flags like this, and you just proved them right in the most spectacular way possible. She grabbed her phone and started texting furiously. Fine, but I'm not leaving tonight. I have tenant rights. You need to give me 30 days notice. Actually, I said, pulling up my phone, according to the lease agreement you signed as an extended guest, I can revoke your stay with 72 hours notice if you engage in illegal activity or endanger the welfare of other residents. Identity theft counts. She stared at me. You planned this. No, Natalie. You planned this when you decided to catfish my family. I'm just better at reading contracts than you are at covering your tracks. Her phone started ringing. Her mom. She answered on speaker. Mom, he's kicking me out over nothing. What do you mean nothing? Her mom's voice crackled through. I just made a fake profile to see what his family really thought. You what? Her mom's voice went up 3 octaves. Natalie Marie, that's illegal. What is wrong with you? Even her own mom wasn't on her side. Beautiful. Natalie hung up on her and turned back to me. This is ridiculous. I'll stay with Megan tonight, but we're not done talking about this. We're definitely done. You have 72 hours to get your stuff out. I'll be changing the locks Monday morning. She grabbed an overnight bag, throwing things in randomly while muttering under her breath. Words like ungrateful and controlling and psycho family floated around. Before she left, she turned at the door. You're going to regret this. Your family just manipulated you into ruining the best thing in your life. No, I said calmly. You manipulated yourself out of a relationship by being absolutely unhinged. Goodbye, Natalie. She slammed the door. I immediately installed a doorstop security bar I'd bought on my lunch break. Wasn't taking any chances. 10 minutes later, my phone exploded with texts from her friends. Apparently, she was spinning it as me being abusive and controlling, that I was choosing my toxic family over her. Time to play offense. Update 2. The next morning, Saturday, I woke up to 23 text messages, 8 missed calls, and multiple social media notifications. Natalie had gone full scorched earth overnight. First, the social media assault. She'd posted on Facebook, Instagram, and apparently TikTok, according to my cousin, about how I was emotionally abusive and had thrown her into the streets because she caught my family talking badly about her. No mention of the fake profiles, identity theft, or attempted email to my boss. Funny how that works. Her friends were eating it up. Comments ranged from, "Men are trash," to "Sue him for illegal eviction," to "You deserve so much better, queen." But here's where Natalie messed up. She forgot that we had mutual friends who knew both sides. My buddy Derek commented, "Didn't you tell me last week you were thinking about checking his sister's messages somehow?" Natalie deleted his comment within minutes, but I'd already screenshot it. Time for phase 2 of my response. I created a simple Google Drive folder with everything. Her original confession text, screenshots of all the fake profiles, the catfish conversations with my family, the draft email to my boss, Derek's deleted comment, The lease agreement showing she was a guest, not a tenant. I shared it with selective people. My family, close friends, and most importantly, Tom, Brooke's lawyer husband. Tom called me within an hour. Okay, this is worse than I thought. The fake email to your boss could be considered attempted fraud and definitely defamation. The identity theft is a federal crime technically. Brooke wants to pursue this legally. Really? She's furious. Someone violated her trust, used her private thoughts against her, and tried to destroy her relationship with you. She wants consequences. While I was on the phone with Tom, Natalie showed up at the apartment with 3 friends and her brother Rick. I watched them through the doorbell camera as they pounded on the door. "Open up, I need my stuff now," Natalie yelled. I texted her, "You have until Monday morning as already discussed. Please leave or I'll call the police for trespassing." Rick yelled through the door, "You can't keep her stuff hostage. That's theft." I called the police non-emergency line and explained the situation. They sent 2 officers who arrived within 15 minutes. I showed them the documentation through the cracked door, security bars still in place. The female officer looked through everything and nodded. "Ma'am," she said to Natalie, "he's given you 72 hours notice as required by your guest agreement. You need to leave and return at the agreed time." "But he's keeping my property," Natalie protested. "He's allowing you to retrieve it Monday. That's reasonable. If you don't leave now, we'll have to cite you for trespassing." Rick tried to get aggressive. "This is bullsh, sir," the male officer interrupted. "I suggest you escort your sister away from the property, now." They left, but not before Natalie screamed, "You're going to pay for this." The officers gave me their cards and advised me to document any further contact as potential harassment. Sunday was relatively quiet until evening. That's when Natalie made her biggest mistake. She created another fake profile, this time pretending to be my sister Brooke. Started messaging my friends, saying horrible things about me. Stuff like, I had a drinking problem, that I'd borrowed money and never paid it back, that she was worried about my mental health. One problem, she messaged my friend Alex, who was literally sitting next to me watching the game when the messages came through. Dude?" Alex showed me his phone. "Your sister is messaging me some weird stuff about you." I looked at the messages. The account was created that day. Profile picture was pulled from Brooke's Instagram. "That's not Brooke," I said, texting my sister immediately. Brooke confirmed she hadn't messaged anyone. We now had proof Natalie was still creating fake profiles, still committing identity theft, but now she was actively defaming both me and my sister. Tom was notified immediately. His response, "She just made this so much worse for herself." Monday morning arrived. I'd taken the day off work, changed the locks at 8 a.m. sharp with a locksmith present as a witness. At 10 a.m., Natalie showed up with a full moving truck and 6 people. I had 3 friends with me, including Derek, who was filming everything. I stood in the doorway. "You can take your clothes, your personal items, your laptop, and anything you can prove you purchased. Nothing else." "I purchased half of everything," she screamed. "Really? Show me receipts." She couldn't, because she hadn't. I'd paid for almost everything in the apartment. The few things she had bought, some kitchen gadgets, a throw pillow, her PlayStation, I'd already boxed up and placed by the door. Her brother Rick tried to push past me to get to the TV. "She uses this TV, so it's half hers." "No," I said firmly, Derek still filming. "I bought that TV 6 months before she moved in. I have the receipt." It took 2 hours of her trying to claim ownership of everything from my coffee maker to my couch, but eventually she only left with what was actually hers, which filled maybe half the moving truck she'd rented. As she was leaving, she hissed at me. "This isn't over. I'm gonna make your life hell." "Natalie," I said calmly, "you've been committing identity theft. You've been defaming my family. You tried to contact my employer fraudulently. If anyone's life is about to become hell, it's yours." Tuesday morning, Tom sent the cease and desist letter. It was beautiful. 3 pages of legal language essentially saying, stop impersonating the family members, stop defaming them, stop all contact, or face criminal and civil charges. It was sent to her apartment, her work, and her parents' house, where she was now staying according to mutual friends. Wednesday, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Natalie's mom. "Please," she said, Please don't let them prosecute her. She's young and stupid and in love. She's 29, I replied. She's old enough to know that identity theft is a crime. She's getting help. I'm making her see a therapist. That's great. She needs it. But it doesn't undo what she did. What will it take to make this go away? She needs to delete all fake profiles, stop all contact with me and my family, post a public admission and apology for the lies she spread about me, and sign an agreement to never contact any of us again. I'll make sure she does it. By Thursday, Natalie had posted a vague apology. I let my emotions get the best of me in my recent breakup. I said things that weren't true, and I apologized to anyone who was affected. Not exactly what I wanted, but Tom said it was enough of an admission to use against her if she tried anything else. Final update. It's been 3 months since the catfishing incident, and I finally have closure to share. About 2 weeks after the cease and desist letter, Natalie apparently couldn't help herself. She created yet another fake profile, this time pretending to be a potential employer, and reached out to my sister Brooke, who's a graphic designer, about a job opportunity. The plan, apparently, was to waste Brooke's time, get her hopes up, then ghost her. Except Brooke was suspicious from the start. The company had no real web presence, the email came from a Gmail account, and the writing style was familiar. She played along just long enough to gather evidence, including getting them to send a contract that had metadata showing it was created on Natalie's computer. That was the last straw. Tom filed a police report for criminal harassment and identity theft. The police took it seriously, especially with the mountain of evidence we'd compiled. Natalie was arrested at her parents' house. Her mom called me crying, begging me to drop the charges. I reminded her that it wasn't up to me. Brooke was the victim here, and she was done. The case moved forward. Natalie was charged with identity theft, cyberstalking, and harassment. She tried to play victim in court, claiming she was heartbroken and not thinking clearly, but the judge wasn't buying it. The sheer volume of fake profiles, the calculated nature of the schemes, and the fact that she continued after receiving a cease and desist letter showed a pattern of malicious behavior. She pled guilty to avoid jail time but got 2 years probation, 200 hours of community service, mandatory therapy, a restraining order preventing her from contacting me, my family, or creating any fake profiles, $5,000 in restitution to Brooke for legal fees and emotional distress. But here's the best part. Remember that email draft to my boss? Well, my company's IT department did an audit after I reported it, and they found she'd tried to access my work email from our shared laptop. She'd failed. 2-factor authentication for the win, but the attempts were logged. My company pressed charges for attempted unauthorized access to their systems. That's a federal offense. She ended up pleading that down too. But it added another year of probation and killed any chance of her getting a job in her field, marketing, because she now has a record for cybercrimes. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working retail while living with her parents. Her friend group imploded when the court documents became public record. Her mom made her delete all social media as a condition of living at home. She's been telling people I ruined her life over a prank. Meanwhile, my life has significantly improved. Brooke and I are closer than ever, bonding over shared trauma, I guess. I got a promotion at work, partly because my boss was impressed with how I handled the security threat. I'm dating someone new, Amy, who thinks the whole story is wild, but appreciates that I have clear boundaries. My family has adopted "Don't pull a Natalie" as shorthand for doing something insanely stupid. The funny thing is, if Natalie had just accepted that Brooke didn't like her and either worked to improve that relationship or accepted it wouldn't happen, none of this would have occurred. Instead, she committed multiple crimes trying to prove, what? That my sister had opinions? That family members don't always love their siblings' partners? She fabricated evidence of people disliking her, then made it a self-fulfilling prophecy by being absolutely unhinged. To anyone dealing with a similar situation, document everything. Don't engage with crazy, just protect yourself legally, and trust your family when they say someone gives them bad vibes. They might be onto something. Oh, and Natalie, if you're reading this, which would violate your restraining order, BTW, you didn't lose everything because my family talked about you. You lost everything because you committed crimes, multiple crimes, repeatedly, even after being warned to stop. That's not love. That's not protection. That's criminal behavior. And yeah, creative was definitely the right word for it. Creatively deranged.